So this was a table. So we'll keep same table as source. In target we'll do the changes. In target we will add the start date and end date for the record. As we know in ACD type 2 what happens, if if record is not there it will insert, if record is there it will check the attributes are changing or not. If it's changing from value A to B, so it will close the previous record and it will insert the new record. Fine. So these are the column which we need: ID, first name, last name, city, and start date and end date to track the history of the record. So So what we discussed, like whenever the record is created, it will insert that record, and that create ts of that record will be start date. So you can directly take create ts, but if we go on processing the records on same day, so you will not feel the date difference. So I'll create the create ts date for that record, and we'll use create ts as a start date for that particular record. And when the record is coming with a different create ts, that means that is the different record altogether. Fine. So we have done the changes in source, so we'll just re-import that. I'll import the target as well. So now what we need is, we need lookup on target, so that we can check the record is exist in target or not for type 2 as well. So we'll create a lookup on target table. So we don't need start and end date from target, because if the record is new we are inserting the create ts as start date, and if you want to update the previous record, so we are just again using the start date of the today's record to end the yesterday's record. So yesterday's end date column will have today's start date value. Remember or not, we have discussed in data warehousing concept. Should you have those PDF, no PPT, PowerPoint, can you show? So this is the ACD type 2 example which we have discussed. So previously there will be only one record, start date, end date will be some bigger value. That means the record status is open. That record is valid record. And then the new record come for same Srinivas and now the person moved from India to US. So as soon as he moved to US, we have to close the previous record on that day. That means from 1st of Jan 97 till 11th April 2014 he was there in India, and from 11th April 2014 1:45 p.m. he shifted to US, and now that is the open record. So current status will be he is in US. Fine. We'll need surrogate key as well, as this is the ACD type 2, and we'll update the record based on surrogate key only. And as we know that to update the record, primary key is mandatory if you are using update strategy. So we'll create this column as primary key or surrogate key. Now we'll pass the ID to lookup to check that ID is present in our target table or not. If present, this is just the naming standard to identify the columns which column is coming from, the value is coming from lookup or the source table, because we have same column name. You can just rename lkp underscore. So we'll discuss this sequence generator transformation later, but just assume whenever you are dragging this next well port to any of the transformation from sequence generator, it will generate a sequence for each row, and like it will not repeat the sequence. Suppose today we ran one mapping and the sequence generator is there in that mapping, it generated and there were 10 rows in source, so it generated from 1 to 10, and next time if you run the same mapping again, it will generate from 11. So it will store the sequence value where it was earlier, end. Fine. So we'll discuss all the properties of sequence generator later on, what all values are there, but as of now just consider next value we want to use to generate the customer key, because that is the surrogate key and that will be a primary key of our target, so that should be unique. So what our requirement is, we have taken lookup on target table, we have now source data, we have target data, and we have sequence generated key as well. So now one is source hash key, one is target hash key, and this will be a output port. And what we will do over here is, in last mapping what we did, we compare the id column just to check record is there or not, and to track the changes we were comparing the city and the last name. So we have added condition like the last name which is coming from lookup is equal to last name which is coming from source, or uh, let me open that mapping. So see here we are manually checking every column lookup name not equal to the name which is there in target is not equal to the name which is coming from source last name. City which is coming from source is not equal to the city which is there in target. So here manually we are checking. Suppose assume like there are 15-20 columns, so we cannot just go and say or for every column, right? So for that what we normally do is we create a hash key column. Hash key is nothing but the hexadecimal number uh, to identify the record. And what it will do, you can just concatenate or club all the columns together in one of the column and generate the hash key for that. So it will generate one hexadecimal unique number. Suppose you have this value. Suppose you have 101 Pranav Patil Nagpur and you have 102 Pranav Patil Nagpur, and same values you are passing to that MD5 function, so it will create two different values for that. So we'll see how to use those things. Just go to ports. Here we have created source hash key and target hash key. So all functions, take MD5. Now the first column, first name is not going to change, we know. Last name can change and the city can change. So last name comma concatenate with city. So only two column changes we need to track. So we just need to concat all the columns. It accepts actually the string values, each and every column as string, but suppose if the value is not string, it will ultimately convert those columns into the string. Suppose if I add something else over here, id. So see, now what it's showing is lookup id converted to a string. So it need all the column as string value and you can concatenate those. Oh, this is the source one. So source is last name, city. So we have two columns from which we can identify the record is changed or not. So after this, what we will do, we'll take router. we'll create two group. One is for insert, one is for update. And now from router we don't need the first name, last name, city which is coming from the lookup, because we have value over here to compare it changed or not. We just need that information from lookup that the record is changed or not. Other columns we don't need for processing purpose. So what we can take, we can choose id. Id will need to check is null, this id, then id, first name, last name, city, crtts. So the record which is coming as new record, so we have to pass the NTS as 1231,999. So whatever things we will need, we'll just create in one of the expression. Like start date we are getting from the source itself, so no need to worry. Key we need, use sequence generator to generate that. MD5 to compare two records, NTS to insert value into the target for the column which is end date. So now we are almost done with the setup now. Now how you will come to know that the record is insert? Record should go to insert flow. Can anyone tell me the condition? How we can frame that condition? Hmm. Okay. Huh? Huh? So in SED type 2, in which cases we insert the record? In SED type 2, in which cases we insert the record? Pardon? Bit louder. Hash key. If hash key exists, then do not insert, and if hash key is not there, then insert. Why you will go with hash key? Hash key exists or not? Simple question. You know which record we need to insert. So what condition you will write in insert flow in router? Is null ID which is coming from lookup. The ID which is coming from lookup, we need to check that that ID is null or not. Fine. That is one thing. Just think beyond that. Do we need to insert something else as well? In SED type 2 I am saying. In which case you will get null from lookup? In which case you will get null from lookup? Huh? So what does it mean? Data is not present in target. What that means? The record is new. So if you are checking is null condition, then you are inserting new record. So what else we need to insert? In which cases you will insert the record in SED type 2? Very simple. The first part is for new record, and the second insert is for the record which is already existing and some attribute got changed. That's it, right? You want to insert that record as well. If 101 record is present in target, and if you do lookup, it will not return you null for that, it will return 101. But suppose the city was Nagpur yesterday and now it got changed to Pune, so we need to insert that record. This is SED type 2. So who will take care of that change record? We want to insert that record as well. We cannot just end up inserting the new record. That's what I am saying. So inserting new record, inserting the record which is already there and some attribute got changed. If the same record is coming with the same attribute, then we will reject. But the same record is coming, but the attribute got changed. For customer Pranav, the record was already there, but attribute the city was Pune earlier and now it's Nagpur, so we need to insert that record. Fine. So one condition is the of the lookup ID, then insert, or not is null of ID and the source hash key is not equal to target hash key. Then we need to insert. Means something got changed. Now we'll not put all the columns in our condition for check that this got changed, because we have already created the hash key for that. Hash key is nothing but the hexadecimal number to identify the unique record. So this record will go to the insert flow, and for update which record will flow from the update flow? Same record which got changed, so we need to update the end date of the previous record, so that will go to the update flow. Now from this group we come to know that what we want to insert and what we need to update. So what I will do, this is underscore update. So to insert, we will insert all the values from which are coming from the source. So ID, first name, last name, city. The record create date is nothing but your start date. Customer key, which we are generating from the sequence generator, and NTS. Here you can pass the NTS which we have created in expression, because every record which will flow from this insert group, that will be a record which we need to insert with NTSS 1231999, because insert means that record is active. Fine. So NTS is nothing but 1231999. What is the numeric value for dd insert? 3 means what? 3 means reject or delete? 0 means what? 1, 2, 3 means? So 0 means it will automatically insert. Now I'll take one more update strategy for update flow. Now tell me, in update flow what values we will need. What values we will need. Uh-huh. Bit louder. Start date, end date. Last name. So if this is the record which got inserted earlier, it looks like this. Fine. What all changes you are finding over here? Not here, here. From the previous record and the second record. What all values are changed? End date and latest record. So latest record we are not tracking flag. So end date will change. Logically, whatever we are discussing so far, if the record is coming, what we'll do, we'll close the previous record. So close the previous record, so we don't need to deal with any other column. So what we need, start date for the current record, and that we will pass as end date for the previous record. That's it. And this is what we are discussing so far. So to update that, which key should we should I take? Which column now? Suggest me which column? Which two column should I drag in update strategy now for update flow? Which two columns? Again got stuck. What we are doing in this flow? Second flow, what we are doing? Huh? Updating. What you are updating? Why started ended? We are updating the end date of the previous record, right? With which column? Start date of the current. So that is one column which we need, start date, confirm for current row. What else? Which second column? On which basis you are going to update? Why again you will compare hash key? Now you have decided you are gonna update that, then how and why we need to check the hash key over here? We have to perform only one task. We have to update the NTS of previous record with create TS of current record. So which two column I should drag? One is start date, create TS for current record, I understood. Now which second column? Which column? NTS. What is the significance? Why NTS? Next one. Which column? Next one. NTS. What is the significance of NTS? What you will do? Suppose I drag start, create TS and NTS. What you will do with that update strategy? Date is changing. Which column? Start one column is finalized. Start TS of current record, that is finalized, which is coming from source. This is finalized. CRTTS from the source, that is finalized. Next column. Which one? NTS. What is the significance? Why you are saying NTS? I want reason. Which column? Which column? NTS. Which column? Which column? Which column? Yeah. NTS you need to update with what? CRTTS of current record. So we don't need NTS from the source which is coming. We know what that date is. That is 12/31/999. So we need to close with the current record. On which basis you are going to update? While explaining, I told like this is the key which we will use to update the previous record. Surrogate key. So from lookup you will get the surrogate key of previous record. The column which is coming, lookup customer key. Simple, very simple. So here this is the record, this is the previous status of this record. Assume like this is not there. This was the previous record, fine, and now the second record came. So on which basis I will update the end TS of this date, previous record? Obviously I will not use ID. Now this is only one record. Say suppose Srinivas has 11 record, then, and if I go with the ID, it will update all the 11 record. So to close the previous record, what we will use? The client key for the previous record, and that we will get from lookup. Just think what actually you want to do, and then decide which all columns you need from which transformation to populate. It's not like we are taking all from source and till the end we are populating all the columns. It's not like that. Whatever is required, we'll only fetch those. Whatever is required, we'll derive those columns and we'll populate into the target. And before even saying this column, that column, think logically what is the significance of that column. You are saying NTS, what you are going to do with NTS? If I drag in update strategy, NTS and CRTTS, no, what we are going to do, we are going to update create TS with NTS. So where should I connect this NTS? Do you want me to connect to start TS? What it will update? Does it make any sense? So before even saying anything, just logically think, is it a correct thing? Don't just blindly say NTS, start TS. So the key which is coming from lookup, which is what we need, and the CRTTS of the current record. Fine. Now what I will do is, wherever the customer key matches, update the create TS as NTS of that record. Fine. This is what we want to achieve. So in source we have these two records. So I'll just create a session and rerun the mapping. So see, as there are two target instances and we have two record in source. First Jan 16, 2 Jan 16, one is for Pranav Patil, one is for Ashish Patil. Fine. And suppose this is your target. This is your target. So both the record got inserted with 1231,999. Now in the source, suppose I do some changes over here. Uh, so what we will do now, I'll keep this record as it is, Ashish record as it is, and for this I'll change the attribute from Nagpur to Pune. Fine. And the CRTTS I'll put like 6th of Jan. Suppose 6th of Jan, Pranav Patil shifted to Pune. And I'll add one more record over here. Fine. Now if I rerun this mapping again, there are these two records in target. Now tell me what will be the statistics over here. What will happen? As per our modifications, what will happen over here? There is one insert flow, there is one update flow. This is your source data, this is your target data. Pranav with Nagpur, Ashish with Pune, and in source you have Pranav with Pune, Ashish with Pune, Sonam with Pune. What will be the statistics? What will happen? Huh? What will happen? One insert, one update. One insert, one update. What will happen? One insert, one update. What will happen? Two update, one insert. Any other permutation combination? Huh?
One is update to user.
One is
Update to user.
two record will go to insert and one record will go to update. Can you please explain how?
Uh, in a source,
Bit louder, bit louder,
in a source, potential in the city.
bit louder. Everyone should hear. They have some different permutation combinations, so your explanation is needed. Bit louder,
Okay, in a source,
bit louder. Everyone is able to hear him. So he said to insert one update. So what is the reason behind it? Yeah, go ahead.
uh, in a source, Pranav Patil change the city name.
Huh?
City name will be previous city name is Nagpur. In a target, Pranav Patil 101. Uh, target is the record Pune or update record.
This is the target. Yeah, what you said is correct. Say it confidently. Why to insert? Why one update? One record is totally new. For sure that is insert.
Yes.
And in SED type 2 what we does? If new record is coming, means the record is coming with change attribute, we will insert new record and will update the previous record. So for this record we'll perform two action. We'll insert this record, we'll update the NTS of previous. So two insert, one update. Fine. No permutation combination needed. Just logically think what we are going to do and that will be the count. Fine. Three record fetch from source. Fine, that is acceptable. Three records are there. Two insert, we know why to insert. 101 one record will go for insert, 103 record will go for insert. Again 101 previous status will go for update and this record will get rejected, as this is the same copy which is already there in target. So even though 102 lookup will return 102, it will compare the hash key which is coming from source and target. So it will like means last name and city is same as the record is there in target, last name and city. So hash key will match and it will reject the record. So now see here, Pranav Patil, Nagpur, 1st Jan till 6th Jan. This is fine. Now Pranav Patil to Pune. This will be open from 6th Jan to 12/31/999 till the time I'll next time I'll change the place. Ashish Patil, this was the previous record which got inserted, and this is the new record Sonam Rathi which got inserted. Fine. This is how we have discussed SED type 2 and this is how it should behave. The only thing, when you will see some what I can say, some different data flow. If you got two records for one what I can say customer in same run, because you know how static cache work. For first record it will mark that lookup is null, it will mark it as insert. For second record, if the attributes are same, irrespective of attribute, if you are checking that key again, it will give you null, because the record is not yet inserted in cache. So even though if 10 records of Ashish Patil is there in source, in one shot it will insert all. That is the drawback of static lookup what we have discussed. But don't take that kind of data as of now in source and just create SED type 2 mappings with three different flow. Three different flow means one with uh, start date, end date. This is one way. Another thing, I don't want this start date, end date. I want the latest flag column. For previous record, it should be N. For current record, it should be Y. This is one way. We have discussed SED type 2, we can track in three ways. One is date, one is version, and one is flag. So what date will do? Start date, end date, start date, end date. We will switch the dates. Version number, whenever the record will get for a particular customer, will in one more column will be there with version number. No start date, end date will be there. For first record it will say version 1, for second record it will say version 2. Fine. So while fetching record from this dimension, will always fetch the highest version record for particular customer. With that what we will so we'll end up with the latest record for every customer. With flag type, one column saying current status flag Y and N. So if you fetch all the Y record status, means you are fetching all the active customer record. Fine. And here if you are fetching record from this target where the end date is 12/31/999, means again you are fetching all the active records for all the customers. And there will be only one 12/31/999 record for particular customer. For Pranav, if there are 10 records, so all 9 should be closed and only 10th record will be open with 12/31/999. This is the logical thing, right? If you are inserting new record, end record will get update. End record, end TS will get updated with the current record create TS. So ultimately, if you are running that mapping 10 times and you have 10 records, so 9 record will close and 10th record will be open. Fine. So this is how SED type 2 works. So I want 6 mappings for SED type 2, 2 with dates, 2 with version, 2 with flag. Fine. First time take this same example, last name, city. Second time you can take employee data and you can do the thing. Fine. Track many attributes if you want. Just add 5 to 10 columns for hash key and check it. Before even moving for dynamic cache, I want this, that you are comfortable with static lookup understanding. Fine. So any doubts in SED type 2 with static lookup? By default it is insert. By default it is insert. If you don't add that update strategy, still it will work. But for update it is mandatory. The update.
Use the version, sir. Version.
How? No, I'm not getting. How we will use the version means? If Pranav Patil, if there is one record for Pranav Patil in target, so the version of that record will be 1. If tomorrow I am getting one more record for Pranav Patil, so that record will say version 2. You don't need to do anything with the previous record. You don't need to update anything, you don't need to do anything. You just need to increase the version. But be careful, version for that customer only. Fine. You may have 10 customer in your target, but you should get the exact value which version is there for that customer, the last version number, and you can increment that value. Anything else? Any doubts? Will be able to make it all the 6 mappings? Huh? Fourth record. Huh. So as I said, for every record it will generate a sequence. Fine. In source we have these 3 record. Previously there were 2. 1, 2. 2 record fetch from source. Your customer key incremented from 1, 1 to 2. In second fetch, it fetches 3 records. Ultimately, this got rejected. That's why you are not able to see the fourth sequence over here. That record itself got rejected. You don't need to worry about that. It's okay.